Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another AI Mastery session with Rosemary Salem. I am Rosemary Salem, and I'm super excited to be with y'all tonight. We are going to be creating another AI storybook and possibly animation, depending on how everything turns out. So, just to give you a little backstory, Pip is a neurodivergent hedgehog character that I developed in December. Basically, his birthday is December 22nd, 2024. He was birthed on Google Whisk when I was first introduced to the rollout of that platform. From there, I have to date created 7 published children's books, and that includes activity and coloring books as well. We have been streaming consistently. This is day 17. We're on day 17, you guys, on our 30-day Google Whisk sprint. We will be wrapping that up. And once we wrap that up, we'll be moving forward with other AI mastery subjects. And I'm actually mastering a couple of things that I'm sure you guys are going to want to learn about and implement in your own workflows and strategies. So tonight is going to be another rollout of a PIP story. But before we get into that, I would like to show you some of our previous works that we have created, not only on Google Whisk, but we have tapped into Hedra Labs. That was an episode. So if you're catching up, you might want to watch that episode where I was able to do a full walkthrough of taking the illustrations made from our Google Whisk library for a PIP project, which was Pip's quest for the spring flower. And we weren't able to finish all of the animations inside of Google Whisk Animate because the entire board literally disappeared live. So that was a way that I chose to pivot by taking all of the illustrations and utilizing Hedra. So we used the free credits. We just used the free credits given on Hedra, and we were able to put together a smaller version of a short film. It's really, really short. It's like super short because most of the scenes were only 2 seconds long. But nevertheless, we were able to still put together a animation project, and that is the goal. All right, so I'm gonna play that, and then for those of you all who've really been loyal watchers, you know that we put together Pip Goes to the Beach. Pip Goes to the Beach will be on our Amazon store. So if you type in Rosemary Salem Pip or Pip Rosemary Salem, you will see all of Pip's books. So you can select and support by purchasing a book for your child or a child that you love or know. It will be great to, expand the PIP expansion project. We want to get into as many children's hands as possible because it's about raising awareness of neurodiversity and also helping embrace neurodivergent individuals that are around neurotypicals and probably do not see or feel the same type of connection that they desire. So raising awareness that there are different individuals, gifted individuals, is the ultimate goal, especially in the school system. And just raising, confident neurodivergent children is what Pip's character represents as he goes on his quest and adventures boldly and being himself authentically. So without further ado, I'm going to share both projects one at a time. I'll start with the project that we created with Google Whisk and Hedger Labs editing with, and we did the editing with Microsoft Clipchamp. This an FYI, I use Microsoft Clipchamp for majority of all of my editing projects. And I love that software because it's very easy to use for me. Bless me. And I'm still battling with allergies, so y'all bear with me. Oh, the background music was created with Music FX by Google Labs. So I'm going to go ahead and share this so you all can watch it. So this is Pip Goes to the Beach.
Written and illustrated by Rosemary Salem.
Pip waddles onto the city beach at dusk. His blue backpack glows, ready to collect treasures today. Look, Pip sees a seashell shining in the sand. It's his first treasure to find. Pip traces the seashell with his paw. It feels smooth and curvy. Pip presses the seashell and pop. It's a tiny shape in his backpack. Nice one, Pip. Pip traces the seashell shape in the air. He likes its gentle curve. Now Pip spots a starfish on the sand. Another treasure to collect. Pip traces the starfish's arms. 5 points, so fun to feel. Pip presses the starfish and whoosh. It's a tiny shape in his backpack. He's so happy. Pip traces the starfish in the air. He loves its pointy arms. There's a pebble glowing over there. Pip waddles to see it. Pip traces the pebble's round edge. It's smooth and round, just right. Pip presses the pebble and zap. It's a tiny shape in his backpack. Great find, Pip. Pip traces the pebble in the air. He feels its roundness, nice and calm. Look, Pip. A piece of seaweed is glowing by the waves. Time to explore. Pip traces the seaweed's wavy strands. They flow gently, so pretty. Pip presses the seaweed and poof. It's a tiny shape in his backpack. Wonderful. Pip traces the seaweed in the air. He loves its wavy flow. Pip sits and looks at his glowing backpack. All his beach treasures are safe inside. Pip traces all his treasures: seashell, starfish, pebble, and seaweed. What a collection! Pip stands with his full backpack, looking at the city. He's ready for more beach fun. Quest for the Spring Flower. Written by Rosemary Salem.
Pip sees his meadow needs help. A whisper tells of a magic flower. Pip starts his big adventure. Pip enters the spooky woods. A glowing petal shows the way. Pip follows the glowing trail. Up the hill he climbs. He spots a colorful glow. Pip slides down with glee. Pip lands safe and sound. A bright glow draws him in. Pip finds the magic flower. Pip takes the flower with care. The flower's magic fills Pip. Pip races back with the flower. Pip returns to the meadow. Pip plants the magic flower. The meadow comes alive. Pip's joy lights up the land. Pip's quest brings spring back.
Pip's Quest for the Spring Flower. Written by Rosemary Salem.
Pip sees his meadow needs help. A whisper tells of...
Righty. So that's the quest for the spring flower. super short film, but it is a full book that will be released soon. So we have a couple of new books adding to the collection. So we will very much so be hitting our 12 book mark very soon. 12 published PIP books, and we want to continue the collection of children's storybooks. And I'm so honored and grateful how everything has continued to grow from the YouTube channel of followers on up. So now we're going to get started with our process. I have already started meta prompting. We're going to recreate PIP Learn Shape. So for those of you all who are real OGs of our 30-day sprint, you know we created PIP Learn Shapes, and I never completed all of the full project for it, and we have had some advancements because we've created character sheets and sprites for PIP, and not only PIP, for the backpack. So I want to give another stab at it. I did update the concept, so the script is going to be a little bit different. So I'm really excited about it. I decided that I wanted to do this yesterday. I told you all on the stream, so let's get into it. This is Google Whisk. This is what we created yesterday, PIP with a paintbrush. We have all of the pieces. Actually, let me go ahead and put this together real quick. Let me stop sharing so I can sign into the account really quick, because I know I'm not signed into my Clipchamp account. And we'll go ahead and put that together, since I did take the time out to download everything. It should be seamless. Hopefully Microsoft don't give me a hard time logging in. We'll put together that project. Then we'll do PIP Learn Shapes live. And I think that will be the wrap for today, depending on how fast everything works out. All right, we're inside of Clipchamp. I'm just gonna start uploading the pieces. All right, we're just adding all of our scenes. All right. Okay, so we got all of our scenes. So we collected all of our scenes, and they all fit in the frame. Perfect. One thing I noticed when I downloaded and completed the full video part for the video animations that came from Hedra, I had to click the size to fill them in. That's another reason why I like Google Whisk, because it's like you can just pop it right in. You don't have to do too much. Now we need to create the speaking parts for each scene. So we'll be using text to speech. For that part. So I have to go through a script and go scene by scene and put it all together. I'm trying to find it. Actually, All right, and we're back. Thank you. So let's get all of our music started, and we're going to start producing our voice intervals using clip champs text to speech. So I want to go ahead and let you all know this is my prompt stack for my storybook and animations. So in one scene, it will give me a character prompt for Pip. The subject prompt, the character prompt and subject prompt are the same thing. Essentially, it will go in the subject box inside of Google Wisp. This allows the model to have a description of what the main features or characters are in the scene that you're creating. Okay. Then I have the story text, which will go inside of the book version, right? And then I have the narration, which goes inside of the mini short films, episodic animations that we're making. Okay. And then the AI art prompt, which is for the still image that will be animated. And then we have, this is something I came up with. I call it the animation motion prompt. Okay. Because I want the prompt to focus more so on telling me how the motion of the picture should be than any other thing. So that's how I formulated that. So that is essentially my prompt stack for how I create using Grok. And we use Grok 3 and Grok 2. Pip was birthed on Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and he was created after a failed attempt for an animation project. I was trying to recreate the story of Joseph with a sheep and from the Bible, the Holy Bible. And yeah, the sheep was not turning out the way I wanted. So I came up with a different concept, put it into Claude, and that's how Pip was born. And Pip's first story was Pip's magical forest adventure. He has came a long way. He even evolved through this 30-day rendition, and we will continue to elevate him. But he pretty much has his own look, style, and feel that is very much so consistent. And that's just a little bit of backstory to enhance the history of Pip's life cycles thus far for you all to know. Okay, so I'm just grabbing the narration text because that's all I need for this. Fun fact, we do have a channel that has live storybooks. So when I make the video for the storybook, guess what? It's not gonna use this text. It's going to actually use the full storybook text. So there'll be two versions of this same video. Okay. I need to make get to the story. This is another story. All right. So you put your text right here. I'm just typing in what needs to be said, what needs to be narrated. All right. At the end, you all will be able to hear it. I know I'm not sharing a single tab, therefore you can't hear the sound as of yet, but I'm just going through and adding all of the speaking parts, and you all will be able to hear it and see it at the same time in a moment once everything is completed. So if you're doing it voice piece by voice piece, you have to kind of go back to record and create right here, and then click text to speech, the TTS feature, every time, and just consistently do it until you have done it for all the scenes. Now you have to move them around because some of it is it's kind of short. So just keep that in mind. So I'm probably going to try to add a little instrumental in between, because I'm already seeing that being I don't want to say issue, but just something a little alarming. And I want to keep the flow in between the talking parts instead of having it silent. So we'll go through. I'm going to try to, let me just share this tab specifically so you all can hear me select the song pieces. I guess I can just focus on one tab because I've gotten all the scenes already uploaded. Okay. This way y'all can hear everything. Right now I'm about to start listening to I actually like that. Let me put it on here. And I'm gonna turn it all the way down. Hold on, let me pause it. Okay, so that's how that sounds. And I'm turning it all the way down, and then of course I want to do a fade in, fade out. And this is 220, the video is 240, so that should be okay. I don't foresee that being a big issue. And we can even start it like midway through. You can move, I'm moving this sound, and then yeah. Okay. Let me see how this all come together.
Pip with a paintbrush. Written by Rosemary Salem. Pip picks up the magic brush.
Yeah, that go. I like that a lot. I like that. That actually turned out better than I expected. But I do want to turn the sound down just a little bit more. We'll try 9%. Let me run it back.
Pip with a paintbrush. Written by Rosemary Salem. Pip picks up the magic brush.
Okay, yes. All right now. I like that. Oh, just an FYI, I do come here as my full self. So just know that you're getting my personality too. I do not treat this as a corporate presentation. If you are looking for that, sign up for one of my webs where I come with that energy. This is my creative outlet time. So just to let you all understand the level of expectation. All right. I'm about to add in our other line. So I'm just adding the voice parts. So basically, even though the speaking parts are not as long, I'm literally just having it start at the transition of the scene switch. And that's why the music was added to kind of fill in that empty space between the voice parts. So we go to record and create, text to speech, and you do the whole process over. We're just working through all 20 scenes. This is a 20 scene project. For those of y'all who missed us creating it yesterday evening. Now I do have an alternative voice that I use for the Storybook versions. I haven't created one of the Storybook versions with you all yet, but I will in the near future so you all can hear my narrative voice. I cloned my voice with 11 Labs and I use that for the Storybook pieces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's odd. It's supposed to be 5. Let me click on this. So I grabbed the wrong text. Uh-oh. Yeah. So I'm gonna move that where it needs to be and then just clear out another string and put it where that needs to be. Okay, so that's the speaking part for this scene. But it says These are not changing.
Pip picks up the magic brush. Pip tests the magic paintbrush. Pip paints a flower red. Pip paints the grass green.
Okay, these, I knew something was off. I need to switch these around, child. Okay.
Pip paints a flower red.
There we go.
Pip paints the grass green.
And these need to be switched. Girl, what type of
Pip paints the grass green.
There we go. All right, now we in alignment. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're on 5. It paints the flower red. It paints the. So no, technically we're on scene 6. Okay. It picks up the magic brush. Huh, that's interesting. Scene 1 is not here. Yep. But is it over here though? Yes. Scene 1. This is scene 2. Let me watch them. I have
Paintbrush.
Okay.
Picks up the magic brush.
Why is it starting right there? Oh, see, that's probably why it's off.
Pip picks up the magic brush.
Yeah, this wasn't line 1. Let me fix this. If I can, it's not even pulling it up. Hold on. Yeah, this is not supposed to be the first line that is spoken. It's supposed to say, Pip finds a shiny paintbrush. That's the first scene. We got 20 scenes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Okay, I see where I made an error. This one is supposed to be right here. No, it's supposed to be frame 3. Yeah. I knew something was off. I just need to figure out what it was. Uh-oh. Frame 3, yeah. Now, I think I did something. I need backspace. Okay. There we go. This still is not the first line though. I gotta fix that. Yes. So this is the first line that needs to be stated. Actually, I should just, because that's still a line, so doing it like that is not gonna be. Alright. So this is where he says if he paints it green, and then he paints the red flower, that's that scene, and then he tests the magic brush, okay, and then this is for this scene. Now we can add scene 1, because that's what's missing, the narration for scene 1. All right. And I'll click save. Okay.
Pip finds a shiny paintbrush. Pip picks up the magic brush. Pip tests the magic paintbrush. Pip paints a flower red. Pip paints the grass green.
All right, bet. Okay, now we can move forward. Got that all the way mixed up, which can happen, y'all. And now it's Pip paints the sky blue. And that's the next speaking part. Okay, and then I'll add the next speaking part, which is Pip paints a butterfly. See, now I gotta say it out loud to keep up with myself. Next part. Pip paints a tree. And that's the narration for there. We're gonna click save. Okay, we should be in alignment. Yes, we are. We keep moving now. Okay, Pip paints a yellow path. Oh, let me connect the chat. I literally forget that almost every stream. All right, next speaker part. Is Pip paints a sunny sky. Then we have Pip paints a sparkling pond. That's our next one. Okay. Our next one. Let me minimize this as we're moving forward. We're almost to the finish line. Okay. And I didn't realize how long we have been streaming. So once we complete this, I'm going to wrap for today's session. But tomorrow we will be right back with another PIP story. We're going to recreate PIP learn shapes so we can finish the completion of that one. Because I love the concept so much, but I was not satisfied with all the output. So that's why, if you all saw that live, that's why I decided that I'm going to redo it. All right, I add another narration. Okay. And make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you do not miss when I go live tomorrow or any live that I do for AI Mastery Sessions. So whether you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, all the other channels I'm streaming to right now, I'm not going to name everything, but you know how you're watching and tuning into tonight's episode session. So make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right. We got all of our speaking parts. Let me try to do one more thing to maybe stretch the sound just a little bit. And with that being said, I'm going to drag this down here. Drag that right there. All right. Perfect. Let's load up the music so it can fill it out. Let me title this project. This is PIP with a paintbrush. So I know. for it in a second. I'm about to play it so you can see the full project.
Pip with a Paintbrush. Written by Rosemary Salem. Pip finds a shiny paintbrush. Pip picks up the magic brush. Pip tests the magic paintbrush. Pip paints a flower red. Pip paints the grass green. Pip paints the sky blue. Pip paints a butterfly. Pip paints a tree. Pip paints a yellow path. Pip paints a sunny sky. Pip paints a sparkling pond. Pip paints a rainbow. Pip paints a red bird. Pip paints a golden star. Pip paints a heart cloud. Pip paints a polka dot rock. Pip paints a welcome sign. Pip paints a smiley face. Pip celebrates his art.
All right. That was the completion of today's episode. We created the animation part for Pip with Paintbrush. Yesterday, we completed all the illustrations on Google Whisk. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe so that you won't miss another AI Mastery session with Rosemary. I am super excited. Tomorrow we'll be recreating Pip Learn Shapes. So I can't wait to see how those illustrations come out. And depending on how much time I have on tomorrow's stream, we might even do the full animation. But nevertheless, I'm going to work through live projects with you all. You've seen me complete full books, full coloring books, full projects. So you are able to walk through my workflow and see how I've been creating and whisking on Google Whisk. We've created stickers. We've created, I showed you the plushie that I created. So I've just been pretty much enjoying sharing my Pip journey with you all, and my AI art journey, my AI animation journey, my AI illustration journey as a whole. And without further ado, we're basically going to wrap up tonight's session. I love y'all with the love of Christ, and I can't wait to see y'all in the next stream. Good evening. Well, have a great night.